Today I'm going to share with you my ultimate recipe for malva pudding. So we're going to be adding 2 large free-range eggs at room temperature into our caster sugar. I like to use caster sugar because it's like a nice finer grain, so it dissolves a lot easier and faster than your granulated sugar. Obviously you can do this with an electric whisk, which would be amazing, but I also enjoy like doing things by hand. So this is what we're looking for, that incredible, you can see how the color's changed. It's like such a muted, lovely pale yellow, and we're looking for that ribbon stage, so you can see the texture ribbony. Now we're going to be adding apricot jam. This is a must for malva pudding. We're gonna need about a tablespoon of this. Nice, smooth, delicious. I always put maybe a little bit more. That was graceful. Baking, I have learned, it's all about evenly dispersing things. Okay, so we're gonna put this guy aside. In this bowl, we've got 2 tablespoons of butter and half a cup of milk, and that is all melted together. And to that, we're going to add a tablespoon of vinegar. The reason we don't add it to the mix before we melt it is obviously we don't want the dairy to curdle. So we also don't want this milk to boil at any stage, just be nice and steamy and melted together. So we've got our salt, it goes into the dry ingredients, and then we've got half a teaspoon of bicarb, and this has to be exact. So our mixing station, we're going to be adding a little bit of each of these at a time. And in this way, we make sure that they keep the air and the light and the fluffiness in the bottom of your sponge bake for your malva. So you do it in stages because then you keep that batter and there's no lumps. And it really is worth the extra time and effort that it takes to do this. I love to use a little skillet. Obviously you can use a little ramekin if you want. I'm going with a whole like sharing for 2, maybe 3. So it's like Goldilocks really. Baby bear, mommy bear, daddy bear. Don't be shy when you're greasing. It's the stuff that adds that extra dimension of yumminess and that lovely crust. Maybe a little bit more in there. Okay. And into the oven they go. We're going to be making our sauce. This is what makes your malva pudding that classic oozy, yummy, moist deliciousness, right? So to a pan, we are going to add a cup of cream. Yum. And this is going to give it that like luscious mouthfeel. Who can say no? And then we're going to be adding butter. Just look away, look away. And we're going to add a little bit of sugar. All quintessential malva pudding, brandy. Now we're just going to simmer this. Yo, I wish you guys could smell this kitchen. It is unreal. So delicious. See how nicely they rose up? Make sure that this sauce that we've just made is nice and hot. It needs to be warm still, and the puddings need to be warm still. And you can just generously spoon over that goodness all over your incredible sponges. And while it's warm, it means that it's going to sink all the way to the bottom, giving it that incredible moistness that we're looking for, that like sticky malva goodness. Would it be malva without custard? Now you're talking. Hey, hot, cold, yummy. Get your malva on. The proof is in the pudding. Wah wah. Feel my cheeks. Who needs blusher when you can just be cringeworthy?